Hi again everybody, it's Wendy Hodkinson, independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in Inverell, New South Wales, Australia, joining you for the card demonstration portion of my catalogue launch for the Sale-a-bration and mini catalogues for 2022. Oh my goodness, here I thought I'd almost got through it without making a mistake, but you know, it's live, it's, you know, that's what it is. So, welcome again. And hopefully we will get a chance to make a couple of cards, and I'm going to show you some of the cards that we did as make and takes for the on-stage event that we held earlier in the year. Hi again, Karen. Hi, Megan. Oh, good. I'm pleased to hear you getting some prep done. So just letting you know, this will be my last live for today, and then we'll be back again tomorrow. Hi again, Donna. Be back again tomorrow around 2 o'clock, and we'll do a couple more cards and we'll talk about some new products and hopefully you know, give you something fun to do on a Sunday afternoon as well. So without further ado, I'm gonna flip the camera around and we're going to have a look at some samples and do some card making together. Okay, let's see how we go. There we go. Let's hope that I really need to get this set up organised again before it all falls apart, but we'll hopefully manage to get through this one today, and then I can work on that for tonight. Okay, let's try and go a little bit closer so that you can see the cards. How's that? Does that look okay? Hopefully, when we stop shaking, you'll be able to see some gorgeousness. Oh yes, of course the cat's going to wake up now that I'm into the card making phase. We'll see how we go. Okay, back the way. Go on. No, go away. Oh, God love them. They always decide to come and do all sorts of things when you're actually doing something, don't they? Okay, so hi again, Matthew. Good to see you join me as well. I'm just going to have to pause for a moment and remove said cat, because otherwise he's going to want to come and lie on my creating space. So I'll leave you with that gorgeousness to look at for just a minute while I convince him he needs to be in a different room. Come on, young man. Out we go. I know you don't love me, but you know. Maggie. Be good, just for 5 minutes. Okay, apologies for that. He slept through the other two, but of course the one that I actually have to create something with, of course he'd wake up because he just loves being part of the action. Okay, hello Leonie, great to see you too. Oh my goodness, I've got so many friends popping in to see me today. That's just lovely. So, yes, it's like wrangling cats, and yes, there's only one of them and I've still got to wrangle him. Okay, so these gorgeous cards were done with the Heart and Home Suite that we did as samples for the on-stage, the online version. Let me just unstick myself and manoeuvre my paper a little bit so I can get it into shot a little bit better for you. We'll see how we go, because it's always fun trying to manoeuvre when you haven't done a live for a little while, just trying to see where I'm going and make sure I'm sort of in shot, because if I've got the paper there, then I know what section to work on for you when I'm actually making the cards. So I think that looks pretty good. So let's go with that. So these gorgeous ones, as I said, have got the denim ribbon, some of those matte dots, the lovely designer series paper, and also the stamp with a little bit of blending with a sponge dauber. And then these are some of these other little pieces that you could cut out as well. And so you've got these other lovely little spots that you can, other little details that you can add to your cards. Okay, So I'm going to pop them aside for a minute and hopefully be able to show you some fun cards. So I will admit that I have cased the cards today. I haven't had a lot of time, so I've had a look, and some other demonstrators have made some gorgeous cards, so I have cased theirs to be able to show you some make and takes today. Unfortunately, of course, I cannot remember their names off the top of my head, but I will try and post their names and give them credit after the video. So this one has got some of the gorgeous paper, and I've actually used one of the punches out of the annual catalogue, which is the ice cream builder punch, and the tasteful labels, I think it is, dies. I had some die cuts already done and they fitted, so that's what I did with that. Okay. Oh, yeah, Karen, I don't think I could cope with Numi trying to sit on my lap. I have enough problems with him sitting on the workspace. So as I said, you've got your ice cream builder punch. I've used cinnamon cider ink. I've used the pearls, basic jewels, and I've actually used some of the blends to actually colour them. So I've used, let me just look at my colours, dark pool party, dark highland heather, and dark so saffron to colour the actual pearls. I've used the painted texture embossing folder, which is always a favourite. The other one that I thought you could use for that is the new splatters one out of the mini catalogue, and I know I didn't get a chance to show you earlier, but this is this gorgeous marvelous paper. So it's just stunning, the colours. So you've got those, and then there's a smoky slate as well, and there will be a blue that I have used in the card, which of course I used most of a sheet. And of course, whenever you're trying to do these things, they don't want to cooperate with you when you're doing it live, because I wasn't organised enough to have everything prepped beforehand. So those are the colours in the marvellous paper. So that's one side, and then the other side is these absolutely gorgeous marbled effects. So that sort of reminds me of the shaving cream technique we used to do way back when. So that's those. And the happy birthday sentiment, just so that you know, is out of the Expressions of Friendship stamp set, which is one of the host stamp sets from the mini catalogue. So that's all of those. I think I've done a lot of prep beforehand for you, just to make life a little bit easier. So let's just put these out and see where I'm up to and what I've managed to organise beforehand. So I decided to do them slightly differently, and I've done a pool party base there, but I'm actually doing Coastal Cabana this time. So I've got the Coastal Cabana card base, and let's just get that prepped. Okay, and I've actually stamped just to make it that little bit easier. And to punch it out, I've used the Cinnamon Cider In Colour Designer Series paper. So I've actually punched out my little cone. So I'll just use the punch. And if you do a strip that is about 1 3/4 of an inch wide, you can then flip it backwards and forwards to get the most out of your paper. So you'll be able to flip it, like punch it this way, and then flip it the other way, and punch it so you'll get the most out of your paper. Okay, so that's that. So I'll have a couple of extra cones floating about here. Let's get rid of those. Move my bin a little bit closer to myself because I've moved it everywhere. So then these are the marvellous paper, and again all I've done is I've popped it into the punch. Let's get rid of that ratty bit so it doesn't keep getting caught in the punch. Pop it in the punch. Again, the strips are about 1 3/4 of an inch wide, and then just punch out your ice cream. Okay, so I've done 4. I'm actually going to do a different Highland Heather one because that one just doesn't have enough pattern for me, so I want a little bit of differentiation for that one. So that's that. And as you can see, I've got the splatters done on a little bit of card. So just let me know whether you want me to do my white panel in the splatters or in the painted texture. Okay, I'll hold off and do that when I get people to let me know what they want to do. And yes, it does remind me of icing on a cake. And yeah, no, casing is all the way at the moment because I think my mojo went on holidays when I did, so it's just you know, that's how you start, and you make ideas up and you change it this way or that way with whatever you've got on hand. And I think a lot of us is you know, case a lot of different projects so that we know or have a starting point at least for a lot of them. So let's go with that. I've already done my pearls, so I don't need my blends anymore, so I can pop them out of the way. You all know that I tend to have a little basket on the side that I just sort of try and put things back into so I know where it's all gone. Try and keep myself organised because I can't create in mess. It's just not me. Okay, so I've got 1 painted texture and 2 splatters. Okay, so let's go with splatters this time. So I'm just going to grab the machine. So it may not necessarily be in shot with the machine, but we will go with it. And, oh, well, there you go. We might only be having 1 layer of card because I've obviously haven't cut one of the cinnamon cider panels. Okay. This is what happens when you prep when you're watching tennis, isn't it? It was way too exciting. Okay, so I know you wing it with your designing. I'm not that good, Donna. I try, but it just doesn't always work that way. So, okay. So I just need my platform. And I've got the new machine last year from hubby for Christmas, which I'm really happy with. So I'm going to need my number 1 and my number 4 for the new cut and emboss machine. And it's just a case of working out which ones go for you with the Big Shot machine. But a lot of these would work with just 1 plate and your normal sandwich, or try a shim or the blue plate if needed. So let's just, the only good thing is my table is nice and strong, that it shouldn't wiggle too much going through. Okay, let's just pop this out of the way. I wonder. Here's a piece of cinnamon cider. Is it the one that I put in the wrong pile? It looks like it is. fantastic. Okay, so there is our piece of, I just think it looks like splatters, look like melted ice cream. Oh dear, which one of the kids has had melted ice cream today? Probably the one that's had my make and take card. There you go. Okay. So I always like to use my silicone craft mat because I just find it so much easier. I'm just going to put my layers together. I'm going to use some Tombow multi-purpose glue. Just because it's easier when you're in a live situation, I think, than trying to fight with Stamp and Seal, which I'm still learning. I must admit I prefer the Seal Plus to the Seal, but as I said, that's just a personal preference. And of course today, because I'm doing it a bit further away from me, it's not that easy to line everything up. Okay. Yes, I wouldn't have been using Tombow if you were here, Megan. I would have been using something else. So one of the benefits of doing it live, I suppose. So it's only got a very, very thin border. Okay, I am trying to check comments, but it's good to see you're all, you know, going. And yeah, I've done cards where I've made them just off the cuff and done them, and that's fine. But sometimes if I'm short on time, I find it easier when I'm doing this sort of a situation to have already designed something. Okay, and of course the one, oh there, I'm thinking, where's all this other stuff? But it's in the bag. This is why I have my little brown paper bags with everything divided up so that hopefully I can find them. So I've got my piece of marbled paper. Now I wonder, no, better go that way. She might be a bit too bright going the other way. So, and of course, new nails this week, so everything's not cooperating as it should. Okay. So that's some of the blue marvelous paper. And of course I'm going to use dimensionals on the back of this one. Yeah, but when I wing it, Donna, it doesn't always work, and I can't create in mess, and I've got stuff from one end of the place to the other. It just, yeah. I just seem to work better if I've got it all prepped and ready to go. That's just, you know, how I work. Okay, so there's that. And let's put some dimensionals on the back of our ice cream cone. So we all know that I love my dimensionals. So put a couple of dimensionals on there. And you can use, I'm just using my nails today. You can use your take your pick tool, but I've got it set up for something else at the minute. So I'm going to use my tweezers. I'm just hoping that I'm still in shot. And I'm just going to put it sort of central, but towards the bottom with a little bit of a gap. Now this is where it's a little bit different to what you would normally think. I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of this one while I think of it, because I'm going to put one. And I want a double one on the birthday side, because as you can see it's raised up. So I need a double height on that side. So that's there ready to go. Okay, so with our ice creams, what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave this nice one for the top. And then I'm going to have purple, I'm going to have yellow, and I'm going to have blue. So this one here, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put some dimensionals on. Or maybe I might have that side rather than the marble. or, you know, let's have that side up the top. All right, and we'll put the marble down the bottom. That'll do. Okay. See, I do change things up and wing it a little bit. It's just sometimes for me, when I'm organising, when I've got other events happening, it's easier to have it prepped ahead of time, or I get too stressed doing the live. So I'm just going to cut the top off and it will become clear. So you put your ice cream on, put some dimensionals on this one, okay, and again I'm going to cut the top off because then you're not going to have a build-up of paper. Your dimensionals are going to be able to get down on the top of this one. I'm going to put that one like that. It doesn't really matter whether you cut the top off or put the dimensionals on first. Okay, I'm going to put this one slightly going the other way. Hopefully it's looking vaguely straight up my card, because you can never tell when you're doing these things in front of you, because you're so far ahead of where you normally craft with your head over the top of the project. The last one you don't cut. I'm just going to put a couple of dimensionals on the back of that one. There we go. So you've got your ice cream all ready and luscious to eat. I've got my little sentiment that because this has already got a dimensional on, that's why I need 2 on this side. Okay. Can't stick that down yet. Almost forgot. It actually overhangs and sticks on the card. Other great use for the silicone mat. If you've taken the backing off your dimensionals, you don't want to be sticking it to something you don't want to, then just pop it on your mat and it won't stick to anything else. So, oh, thanks for that. I got the new nails done this week, Susan. I'm really liking them. They didn't have my normal colour, so I went with something a little bit different. COVID's even affecting my nail colour choices this week. Okay, so I've got some pearls that I've coloured with the Stampin' Blends, and so I'm just going to put a few on here. The cat's suitably impressed that he's been put out. He's making all sorts of noise today. There we go. Oh look, I've coloured another one, so let's put another one up the top. You know, it's all good. So there's some coloured pearls on there just to imitate some sprinkles. If you've got any of those old sprinkles that we had from a previous catalogue, you could use those, of course. So then I'm just going to take the back off the panel, dimensionals on the panel. Try and line it up so that it's straight. Guessing because I might just stand up so that I can see whether I'm vaguely straight or not. Okay. And then I'm going to put my little, I want to be able to see that there's a cone there. So I'm just sort of putting it so that it's partially over there and partially on my card. And there you go. There's 2 lovely cards using the marvellous paper, which I thought reminded me of ice cream. So I really liked that, and you've got your different backgrounds. So you've got one that has the painted texture, and you've got one that has the splatters. Okay, so there you go. That's card number 1 for today. And as always, when I do, so that is focusing on a Sale-a-bration item. So that, of course, is the Simply Marvellous paper, which we know it's available because we've all got tons of it. So it's a 6x6 paper, and with every $90 you spend, you can choose a pack of this paper. So there's 6 different colour choices, and there is 48 sheets, so you get 8 of each one. So there's lots of creating to be done with that. So that's card number 1. Let's put that, or where may I put that? Let's shove that there. And then we'll move on to card number 2. So card number 2, I'm going to need some help with this one as well. Thanks guys, I'm pleased you like the card. So this one is me. I did this one. I didn't case this one from anyone. So this was me having a bit of a play with the Abstract Beauty Designer Series paper. And as I said, it comes as a 6x4 piece of pack of paper. I've actually used the Lucky You stamp set, which we talked about earlier. I've used Just Jade for my sentiment, but we will possibly be picking a different colour shortly. I've used the Essential Tag Punch, and I've used the Fine Art ribbon. I believe it's still available, but you could use any gold ribbon. Okay. I've also used our metallic pearls. These quite often get overlooked in the catalogue actually. So there is a sheet of, let me just get them out. So there's a sheet of gold and a sheet of silver. Okay. Obviously I'm using the gold ones today. And then the Abstract Beauty paper. It is just gorgeous. So there's so many different designs. Okay. And this is the other side. So it's more plain. The first side has got some gold foil accents. Oops. Okay, so that's that paper, which I think is just gorgeous. And I've picked out a few pieces. Now, I'm going to get you to decide for me what ones I'm going to use. Okay? So, let's get some out and we'll have some choice making today. So, I am, however, going to just use a thick Whisper White base card. So that's the base card that I'm going to use. Okay. So, I have come up with a few different options. And they've all got the gold on them. So we've got this one, we've got this one, and we've got this one. Now I've already pre-stamped some greetings. So I've got Many Thanks, which I thought is in the blue, balmy blue, so it'll go with this one. I've got a So Happy For You, which I thought would go with this one. And I've got a I Believe In You, which will pick up the pumpkin pie in that one. So, okay. So we've got 1, 2, or 3. Megan, you're still going 3? So I'm going to sort of fiddle about and get a little bit of ribbon, get an idea of ribbon. Okay, and I'll give everyone a few minutes to come up with their idea of what they want. I'm just going to cut some ribbon. I can get rid of some of these other things because I've used them while I see who wants what. Okay. Oh. So I've got a 1, a 2, a 3, 2 3s, and okay. Karen, you voted twice, so you're 1. Susan's 2, Megan and Donna are going with 3. Okay, so we'll go with 3. So let's, because I'm going to make the other ones up later on, because I just think that they're so quick and easy to do with the paper. You really only need a sentiment and you're pretty much done. So I do need to trim just a little bit because it is a 6x4, so we just need to take a little bit off. And I'm being very technical, I'm just using my little mini trimmer. Best thing ever, that. I'm going to take a little tiny bit off that side because I just want it just fractionally smaller there. Okay, so let's do that. Let's get rid of the stamp set because I've already used that. Okay, again, I am just going to use the green glue because for ease today. I just tend to find that when I'm doing a live, presuming it's not going to run out on me, it's because I've had it standing up, not lying down. That's the problem. There we go. Okay. So I want a little bit of the white background showing. And then the sentiment. Now, I know that we have got Stamp and Seal and everything, but I don't have any with me just at the minute. So apologies, I am going to quickly use my fast fuse because it just happens to be there for me to use up. So all I did was I just put, you could do this with tape, I just put 2 or 3 rows of tape or adhesive on the back. And that way I can get my ribbon and I can put it on the back and I can do my loops, which I always have struggled with doing these loops. Oh, I might have made that a bit long. Oh well, it's all good. About there. I'll just trim that a little bit more. Okay. So by doing it that way, your ribbon will stick to the back and then you just come in and you put your dimensionals on over the top. Ah, good, Susan, I'm pleased you like any. It works. Okay. So I'm just going to try and overlap my ribbon a little bit so that it holds it onto the label. Oh, look at that. See, the fan's on today because it's just too hot to not have something on, although I did have to turn one of them off because it's far too noisy. It's amazing the difference not having it on has made this afternoon. It's a lot warmer in here than what it normally is. Okay, so I'm just going to put this one. Now, do you reckon in the middle? I think so for this one, rather than down or up. I think we'll lose a little bit, but not too much. So I'm going to go with the middle for that one. And we're going to put some pearls on as well. We'll just put a scattering of these. But I want to make sure I put them somewhere that we can actually see them. Because to me, there is no point in putting pearls on or putting embellishments on if you don't see them. Okay, so that's my 3. Do I want some more? Yes, I probably do. I might get a bit carried away this time. I'll put one there. Okay. Righto. Yeah, I would have liked another air conditioner myself today. This one's going, but because I've had to shut the cat out, I've actually had to shut the door for the air conditioner to come into this room. So don't get rid of this little piece, because when you decorate the inside, I haven't cut a panel for it, but when you decorate the inside, you can put your little piece of designer series paper on the inside of your card, or you could put it up the side of your envelope or something to decorate it to coordinate with your card. So there you go. So those are the 2 cards that I have done for you today. So there's a couple of versions of each of them. So hopefully that will give you some ideas for some things to do. Just let me shovel this stuff over here out the way, because I've got my little holder up the top there to hold everything, because otherwise, as we said, I can't create in this. So it's sort of a case of I've got to have the things out of the way. So those are the cards. As I said, you've got the gorgeous Abstract Beauty. There's a lot more to that suite, but I've teamed it with the Lucky You stamp set today. And the ribbon is, of course, out of the annual catalogue, as are the pearls. I believe basic white cardstock is back in stock for those that need basic white at the moment as well. So I've done a Pool Party and a Coastal Cabana version of the ice cream card with the splatters and the paint texture. So I've just tried to do things that are, oh, lovely breeze over there, Karen. Yeah, you're always a little bit cooler than we are here. So yeah, so there's some other samples to keep you going for the day. Hopefully you've enjoyed those cards that I've shown you today. I will be, again, I'll just flip it down so I can talk to you. Yeah, I really like the Abstract Beauty. It's something a little bit different to normal. I like things that are a bit more geometrical and all those sorts of things. So we'll just see how we go here. There we go. There I am. Let's hope I don't fall out of my holder again. I'm a bit crooked. There we go. Okay, that's as close as I'm going to get. Okay, so hopefully you've enjoyed today's lives. So if you haven't seen them, make sure that you go back and check my business page. I will, of course, share them to the event so that those in the event, if they're looking, can find them there as well. So just a reminder, the first Facebook Live we did a catalogue walkthrough for both of the catalogues. The second one, we did a closer look at some of the products. Not all of them, because some of them I've used for my make and takes, and so I'll showcase those as I present the cards. And then, of course, this one, we've looked at some card presentations and a couple of make and takes. So, well, I can't really call them make and takes because you're just used to that terminology, but a couple of card presentations of samples that you can make with the products. Tomorrow, I will again be on after 2 o'clock, and we will have a bit of a look at the latest Paper Pumpkin offering, the Hope Box. There's an upcoming promotion as well, the All Together promotion. I've got a couple of products to show you from that. I didn't get all of it, but I will be able to talk a little bit more about that. And of course, we'll be having two more card presentations, or 2 more card samples tomorrow afternoon as well, again featuring products from the Mini and Sale-a-bration. So I haven't finished both of them, but let me just see if I've got enough of them done to give you a bit of a sneaky peek at one of them at least. So one of them we'll be using in the moment, and I'll be doing a technique that was showcased by Chloe Evans on stage. And the other one, I'm going to do this one with the Calming Camellia. So there's just a very quick sneaky peek. So again, casing some other gorgeous demonstrators who have given me inspiration this week to be able to bring you some lovely cards to showcase for today's catalogue launch. One more thing, of course, if you would like to order any of these products and you're one of my customers, all the demos will of course be able to order for themselves, but if you're watching this either now or on replay, you can head to my online store at www.wendyhodkinson.stampinup.net. There is a link on my Facebook page and you can head there, and don't forget to check with me for the current host code. There is one on the event page, but if the event has concluded by the time you want to place your order, just contact me to see if there is a host code for this month's ordering. And that's it for today. No questions? Hopefully we will see you then. Hopefully you've all enjoyed yourselves this afternoon, and I look forward to spending some more time with you tomorrow. Thanks for joining me. Bye for now.